So allowing these two pieces to dry, I started taking the foam that I had used as a like an idea to use in the base, and I started cutting it up, and I made this little section here. Here's the spacing where I'm going to put the battery. Most likely it's going to be in this position, and then I will think of something to put on top to cover it up and then take it off if I want to, you know, replace the battery. That's the idea. I'll be making some holes soon, so that way I can get the wiring through. But first, let's do the trench type setup. So I have the setup like this way, and I began cutting up the foam parts to be in this specific angle. Maybe this one will go here, like that. And one here. Now, yes, this looks weird. However, once I glue them all together, which I'm going to do right now, I'll begin with these two guys. I think this is fine. It doesn't have to be even, Steven, you know? The whole purpose would be to get them together, you know, and then put layers of, you know, terrain of some sort. So it has that rocky look to it. There we go. So it looks like that. Let's get this one in there also. And the bottom part, because that's going to be a big one. Oops, dropped a little glue there. Now I can understand why that weird foaming tool, that tool that's like a wire thing that you can use to cut foam, would be beneficial for something like this. There we go. That's nice. Now, I'm thinking of taking the remaining of the foam, cutting this so I could bring it up to here, but I think this may be a little too high. Maybe a little too high. And without me thinking about this, I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, how would I'm doing this, it's okay, but what happens if the two Zaku 1s are too big or is not at the right height that I wanted? And I just realized that now. And I said to myself, I should have done this first before taking the Zaku 1s apart. However, I do have other kits that I could use as substitutes. So, taking my Zaku 2 F2 from Stardust Memories, this is the paintball version. If this substitutes as the sniper guy, you know, you can probably put the gun here, like that. It'll be like in this position. Try to bend them a bit, like so. Maybe like that. And I don't have another Zaku available for me. However, this Leo will do. And you know what? Let me just get some of this off this. Put that there. Put that there. Get him there. And then like that. There we go. That would be good. I think that would be nice. So, perfect. This actually is the right height, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add maybe a millimeter or two layers here, so that way there's some terrain, because obviously you have the rocky terrain going up. I'm going to put some other stuff on top of it, and then I'm going to put some stuff here on the side here, flush that out, or maybe try to, actually, you know what, I didn't realize that. Maybe grab this. Let's see how it would look. Because once it's on this, we're going to have to probably flush that out like that a bit. It's not going to be that way because then it's going to stick out there. And I'll have to bring this up out here. Should have foresaw that. Maybe I should have moved it back a little bit more. But this is where we have to play with what we got and see where we go with this. Okay, let me begin cleaning up, starting to put more stuff on this, make a unique terrain, and then we'll get a product here to try out making that terrain look cool in this. So hold on a second. Alright, so I now allowed this to dry as best as I could, as you could see. Looks okay for now. This part I'm going to work on in a few moments, but right now I just wanted to show you what I did here. So, cutting a little bit of this to the side, I made a makeshift door here, so I'll just remove it here to expose the compartment. Let me just blow that out of there. That way, this will act as the cover. Now, right now it's crude at best, but when I start forming the mold and the design over it, I will make a kind of like a setup where it can just squeeze it in and squeeze it out. That's an idea. See how that works. But let's take this off because I wanted to show you what I just did right now. I just soldered both wires to the battery compartment to see how it works. This is the positive. Sorry, this is the negative. This is the positive because I put knots on it. I gotta buy myself colored wire, so red for positive, black for negative. Let's make sure it works. This may be a little uncomfortable to do this, but I'm all about uncomfortable. So let's do that. Just so happens it's very cold today. Temperature is dropping. So I'll just do that there. Yeah, it works, as you could see. It works. Yep. So we know that works. Now, how the whole thing is supposed to work is both wires needs to be split like this. One going through that part, one going through the other part. Now I do see a spacing there where I can probably shimmy this in. Let me see if I can do that here. There it is. So that's actually good for this. I actually had to measure or try to see how much spacing I can put into this, and it looks like it will work. My idea. Of course, my ideas always tend to fail. There goes one. The other one, unfortunately, doesn't want to go through. You need to get you in there, buddy boy, for this to work. I may have to, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. Try that again. And speaking of, no, I don't want to lose this part, so give me that. Give me that. Give me this. Jab it in there. You came out. Oh. This is fun, isn't it? Just to get something to work. I haven't even gotten to the point where I have to paint yet. Alright, now you came out, but the other one is like saying, no, I think I'm going to stay here. Yeah, it's almost there. I just gotta... Perfect. Perfectamundo. Good. Just enough to put it where the feet is. I'll have to use... Oh no, I got this. There we go. And I'll just jab that in there. Like so. Okay. And then this will go like that. Like so. Okay, let's clean this table up a bit. The idea is there. It's working. But now we need to go to the next stage. And for this, I'm going to need cardboard. Because I'm going to be making a mess. Where did I put it? It's heavy here a minute ago. Hang on. Right. Now, I'm going to be using the AK neutral texture for rough terrain acrylic for dioramas. I used this on a diorama last year, and I have about 1/3 here of the amount, but this should be plenty for this. I'm gonna do it here first, but you know what? I didn't realize this until now. I forgot the gap here. Oh, where's my hobby knife? There. Yeah, something like that would do. You know, I hope you guys get some ideas on what to do with your diorama builds, you know, with what I'm just doing right here. So, it's neat, it's cool, something different. And it doesn't have to be for Gundam, you know. Take this and go at it. Alright, I'll leave that to dry because I'm going to be working on this side. And let me just bring this around here. I hope I have enough of this. I'm just going to have to spread it around to give it the rocky, rough terrain. There are other products I've seen from this brand, not only for rough terrain, but for sand, for desert, snow, mud, wood fields, things like that. I also have the Mod Podge product, which I purchased for the for my ship diorama field thing. But I think it's a gloss acrylic, which I don't know if I'll be using it for this. This one has the more rougher texture look to it. I'm gonna have to bring this down a bit. Let me just see if I can do this. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to cover that up yet because I don't want this thing to stay stuck onto this. is for me to grab it. If the little bubble thing of the foam shows off, that's still okay because then that represents a bit of the terrain of how it would look. I'm gonna be removing that and then paint, apply this around it so that way I can cover everything here. And then I don't want this clip to be stuck onto this. Alright, so you guys get the gist of what I'm doing right now. This is going to be it's going to take me some time to work on this. Let me continue on, and then when I get back, we'll see how far I get to this. Alright, so let me continue on.